Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm Jameson Off the Brink, and we are one community. Today, I want to talk about Starfield and about the reveal, the gameplay reveal with Todd Howard, and just the whole 15-minute shebang. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to skip around a little bit, but I wanted to talk about the gameplay, the environment, just everything. It's looking really sick. I'm loving what I see, but I also have a lot of hesitations. It's been kind of like an abusive relationship. I'm sure you understand, right? Fallout 76 was not great, and I felt very lied to. Even though, I mean, I still kind of enjoyed it, but look. Let's get into watching this. So before we do that, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar. Now, let's get into this. Okay, just starting off, may contain content inappropriate for children, so I don't think we're getting an everyone rating. Yeah, that's right. Bethesda's owned by Xbox now. The wonder is not that the field of stars is so vast, but that man has measured it. I love the atmosphere of sci-fi and stars and space. I'm a big fan of just anything sci-fi. I love fantasy too. I mean, Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games, but yeah, there's something about this atmosphere that just gives me goosebumps. I love it. Are we looking good? Ooh, we got the gameplay. I'm sure we're gonna see more of it. Starfield, man. So, man. So I'm building my own sci-fi game, right? And so this is just gets me so hyped every time I see stuff like this. That being said, my sci-fi game is going to be very much more toned down, not going to be as vast as whatever amount they're going to do in this. So I guess we can talk about that a little later. Let's get into this.
It's hard to express how excited all of us at Bethesda are to be here with you today. We're so grateful you're spending the time, and we know you've waited a long time to finally see Starfield.
Yes, we have. A very long time.
Our most ambitious game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game.
Yes, so, I mean, ambitious it's very light on this. It's drastically more ambitious than I think any other game they've tried to make. It's taken them, 20-plus years. They started the idea of this game, Starfield, I believe, around Morrowind. If I'm not mistaken, it could be Oblivion. It's been a very long time. I honestly, it could have been like Cyberpunk, where they toyed around with different ideas for the first few years, and then the last few years, like 3 or 4, I think Cyberpunk was like a 3-year development cycle. That's where a bulk of the development went. Before that was probably just toying around with some systems and whatever. I did the same thing about a year ago. So
you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time, you'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in. This is early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious moon of Crete.
It looks beautiful. I'm gonna say that 100%. 100% looks beautiful. Yes. Moon of Ancelon. Is that Firefly Season 2 confirmed? No, it looks like the Firefly from the Firefly TV show. If you haven't seen it, it's great. Not gonna ruin it. It is sick though. It's a sick ship. Definitely a sick ship. Okay, so I gotta say, let's rewind slightly. The details, I love the details in this game so far. Some portions, like the world itself, is very beautiful and detailed, but at times it's kind of, you got to be careful with that. It's so plain at times, and so hopefully they have more environments than just this. Obviously, we're 2 minutes into a 15-minute video, but I will have to say, like in the ship itself, this is very promising. You can see the details. You can see this is the type of sci-fi infrastructure and ships and just the type of style I like to see. I feel like it's more futuristic than the bubble that we get. That's like, oh, it's a clean wall of white and everything's white, and it's very utopian to the point where it becomes dystopian, because who wants to be in a sterile environment? So sterile, it's almost mind-numbing. It's like you're at an insane asylum, you know, where it's just padded white walls. That's what some futuristic shows and games look like. This is very rough and tumbly, and I love it. You got the edges, you got the essentially the metal protrudes in areas, and it has dimension to it. It feels alive, like it could be something that we built today. I love this. Love that there's plants.
According to the scanners, the abandoned research facility is in this direction.
Shh. Those are a little... Those creatures are a little indicative of like the horseshoe crabs that we have here on Earth. And I like it when games kind of play off what we have in some ways or tweak it. If you go too alien, it's hard to relate at times. Like it's good to have portions of like animals or aliens that you meet be similar enough to us, and then maybe they can go a little more crazy. Mass Effect did a great job of this, I think. Crab shark. Land crab shark. Now, I wonder if there's meat in those fins. Oh. That's looking a little familiar. That's looking like another sci-fi game that has worlds of many that were promised to us. Yeah, this is feeling... I will also have to say, after looking at this, I'm not the biggest fan of the HUD. The gray and black, not a big fan. I love the information that's kind of given you. The temp, O2, oxygen, I think at times it says it's Crete moon, you know, kind of where we're at. There's a lot of details, and I do like details. I don't want details to be covered up. I hope they have different versions of the HUD. It's very plain, and especially because this world's already very bright and gray, it kind of blends in with it and doesn't make me too excited. Doesn't mean it has to. It's just kind of blending into the rest of it, and I don't like it. I want it to just have a little bit more contrast, I should say. That, in my opinion. Mining away.
It would appear that pirates of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
Ooh, and looks like we get battles and fights. It's not just sci-fi exploring, it's also sci-fi pirate hunting. So, yeah, it's got an AI that it's making me think of Bungie's game Destiny and Destiny 2 a little bit with the AI. Don't mind the guns. That feels a little Fallout-esque, just a lot more detail. I will have to say, Bethesda's definitely hit it on the detail level. they could easily get into some very heavy horror elements in this game. We'll see if they do. I hope they play with that a little bit, because this dark contrast that they have going on, the dark rooms with the environments and the lighting, very much would be very, very fun in that.
No one's getting through. Hey, there you are.
I will have to say, I do like my enemies being labeled as pirate. Kind of wish they would have been a little bit more personal, maybe named them Pirate 1 and Pirate 2. But you know what? I do like the personal touch there.
We've got company. Opening fire. Take that guy down, huh?
Grenade! It was a little overkill. I mean, you killed him before the grenade did. The shotgun looks... it looks like they tried to make it a sci-fi shotgun. Might I... Heck, those shells didn't even look like shotgun shells. Looks like they might have an alien creature on that whiteboard, so it will be interesting to see if they introduce aliens, kind of like a Mass Effect. And so, looks like they're doing a lockpick, the digi pick. Got a new weapon. Going outside to try it out. It's a laser. It reminds me a lot of Fallout.
You're gonna pay for that.
Oh yeah. Well, he's not with us anymore. So I like the world's. To be honest, the world bothers me a little bit, and it's probably just because it's not really meant to, it's like barely inhabitable, and I don't know. There's just something about textures and the terraforming that, or whatever essentially the landscape that bothers me a little bit. Probably nothing to do with the game itself. Just maybe me looking at plain worlds. I do like the textures though. The ship looks very textured. Well, in my opinion, so. Yeah.
After some initial encounters, you're invited to join Constellation, who, in the future the game is set in, are the last group of space explorers. To meet them, you'll head to the capital city of New Atlantis.
New Atlantis. That sounds exciting. So, last of it. Looks good. Looks good from a distance right here. Makes me just think of an airport that's slightly newer looking than our airport with potential astronauts. It's a little weird, I'll be honest. I hope they have better looking planets and like areas. It's cool. It's just something's off about it. It feels a little... It doesn't even feel like they did a good job of making it feel a little bit of grime. Like I think there's a little bit of dirt up there. That's good. Just something's a little off about it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. Looks cool though. I do see, once again, like they're adding some touches that would actually exist. It wouldn't just be pure white and just like no tarnishing or anything like that. They actually added their details to it.
Welcome to Constellation.
It's a secret society. To unlock and get in, you have to have a special watch.
We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there?
No, I mean,
These
you're in it.
artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. As to what they are, what they're building.
Okay, I will have to say, it's a pretty common trope in sci-fi, especially these space operas, where you essentially have a mystery in the universe that you have to go find or uncover, whatever it is. Mass Effect had it. And I feel like a bunch of other games, potentially even Destiny has it. It's nice. It can get a little old at times, but I do like the take on this. I think it will be fun. I don't think it's going to be bad. This is probably one of the parts I'm a little worried about is the main story. Hopefully it doesn't get dull. They actually liven it up a little bit.
You will be part of solving that puzzle now.
I would hope so.
So, you found something?
The new guy found it.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw
Artifact?
it. The visions?
Visions? Mass Effect confirmed. Yeah, no, that feels very Mass Effect 1. Because there's artifacts and visions in it. This also, I saw a picture of this next to Skyrim, and it's very similar to another city in Skyrim. They love these shots. That looks sick. This looks sick. This looks so sick. So this is what I was kind of hoping for. This adds some depth, some brightness to the game. I was worried that we were going to get something dull. Because even the first part it's fun, but I bet you after 3 or 4 hours, I'm going to hate that world. It's very dull and very, like, a lot of things, a lot of color, like just a lot of it just blends. And it just seems like it would get really boring after a while. This is definitely making me think that the world is very vivid and alive. And as humans, we are very contrasting. There's punk rockers to just classical people that like classical music that are just in the world. We as humans tend to be a little bit dull at times, but at the same time, we do try to bring out the flair when we want it. And so humanity is very differing, and I like that they're showing that contrast in here, where they have like a Vegas planet essentially, and it's cyberpunk-esque. I love cyberpunk. I actually hope that they contrast that. They have that, like, I maybe some people won't like that. I want I essentially want like this plain, laid back, or not even laid back, like more strict, militant portion of it that your character can kind of go down, but then maybe also go down a very wild ride in a cyberpunk world in this area where you can have different outfits that match those different styles. I'm really hoping for a broad, vast portion of that, and I hope it doesn't take you out of the story and feel like they just jam too much in. But I'm liking what I see so far, and I feel like the details are just there. They look so good.
Across the galaxy. If we can find more, we can unlock their secrets.
Beautiful, isn't it? The man.
I really hope they solve balding in the future. I really do. Or that's just a choice, or radiation sickness. I don't know, but makes me a little sad.
Who sold me this told me that it spoke to him.
Of course, the settled systems is full of groups with other priorities.
That's the Crimson Fleet!
Everybody get ready!
The fleet doesn't follow the rules. Agree to work for UCC staff. Together.
But we are...
That was cool. Sorry, I'm gonna skip around a little bit. This is gonna be a very long show, YouTube video if I don't. I mean, it's so sick. Look at the creature that can. So that I'm really curious how they program that. Like, sometimes getting a creature in a hallway like that's so big, you have collusion issues. It will be interesting to see, and Bethesda is known for having collusion issues. Like they're memes upon memes out there. Heck, their memes have collusion issues. They're so bad where things will be sticking out of the floor, sticking out of the wall, sticking whatever it is. But I'm definitely seeing some goodness here. Once again, this is hand-picked gameplay, though. Still skeptical. Doesn't matter. I enjoy the bugs and the collusion issues.
But we are not stopping.
Most Dusties don't even make it this far.
Well, that's not promising. You guys lose a lot.
Because whatever lies at the end of this road...
Dinosaurs do exist. What a weird take on this.
change humanity. Forever.
That gives you a look at the stories in Starfield. But ultimately, it's not our story. It's the story you create by who you are and the choices you make. And that starts with character creation.
Well, hopefully those choices lead to a better outcome than in Mass Effect 3, where your choices almost pretty much didn't matter.
It's our most flexible yet.
I'd hope so.
You can customize all the elements of how you look.
Typically can anyways. I mean, it is interesting how they're going about it.
You'll pick a background that gives you 3 starting skills.
Actually, let's see.
Here you spend some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
Yes, it
There are
will.
optional traits, and these
Introvert.
come with you.
Kid stuff. Sorry.
There are optional traits.
Your parents are alive and well, and you can visit them at their home, but 10% of all your money you earn is deducted automatically and sent to them. That's a little triggering. 10% of all your money. I'm not going to go into that. Yeah, that's I like these traits. These are weird traits, but they're going to hopefully really heavily affect the story and your environment and world.
And these come with unique advantages and disadvantages.
Spaced. Oh well, we will. Starter home. You own a small house on a peaceful little moon. But it comes with 50,000 credits, mortgage with Galbank. Yeah, that is so surreal in the sense of like it's too real. It's really hit real. But I like that. That means that debt can follow you. You could potentially default if you're not making your payments. There's a lot that can go into that affects the story, and I want that. This is the type of stuff that I've been wanting in these types of games. I want something to where, hey, my past is affecting my current story and my future story. And depending on if I pay things and do things, it's I could have people come and claim the house and I lose it. There's a lot that could go into this. I'm hoping that it's both positive and negative. Meaning, positive, you have a house. I go store all my stuff. I have a freaking base. Awesome. But the downside is if it gets repossessed or, you default on the mortgage and the bank takes it, then you lose all your stuff in it. I want to see this. I want to see this.
But it's not just in how you can look, but in how your character plays.
Once again, the hair is just getting, the hair looks nice, but at times it just looks so weird like other Bethesda games. But that looks really good. I'll be honest.
And develops.
That does not, but that could just be because it's just a little uncanny.
The skill system combines the best from our previous games, and you can unlock new skills as you level up, and then you rank those skills up by using them and completing challenges. And there's deep crafting systems, from running research projects
I do like
with
crafting.
resources you find, to crafting weapon mods needed to survive.
I do like that slight Dead Space feel to me a little bit. Obviously, their Dead Space 3's gun system was really different, but yeah, no, resource gathering and research and development. I love that aspect of this, and so I'm really excited. This is definitely looking good for me. Not bad comment. Volcano tick.
And you can build your own outposts. These act as a...
Another outpost needs your help. It's Fallout 4 vibes coming back to me. I'm going to be getting messaged all the time. Oh no, another settlement needs your help. So we'll see about that one.
Home away from home for survival and resource generation. You can choose where and how to
Love
build
that.
each one.
Love it.
And you can hire characters you meet to keep it
I
up.
love that. I love that. Oh, I'm hoping that it's a buttload of people that you run into, meaning pretty much anyone on the street. You're like, well, what's your price? And if they're, if you want to pay their price and they have some traits, hopefully they have traits and it's not just random or like very just like anyone counts. I want to go shopping for my employees for my base. That's what I want to do. And this game gets it for me. Capitalism still lives in the future, and Balding does too.
But that's not all. You can even build your own spaceships.
Oh, plural. You can have more than one. That's cool. Very much part of this looks a little alien-esque to me. I don't know why they put cockpits at the front.
You can choose crew members.
I feel like it's dangerous. Submarine.
And yes, you can completely
style.
customize the look and layout. There's loads of different
It looks
modules,
cool.
ship manufacturers, and more. I have to say, it's so cool. We just absolutely love this.
I hope you'd love it. I hope you'd love everything you add into this. And if you don't like something, then I hope you don't put it in.
It's not just how the ship looks, it's how it performs. From engines to shields to weapon systems, Because yes, you can fly it.
You can fly it. X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Flashbacks coming in. No, it looks sick. It's ambitious, too, and it looks to be pretty typical of, you know, flight sims in space. Yeah, so I'm super jazzed for this. Let's fast forward this.
Can't wait for all of
I
you
can't
to
wait either.
experience the game.
I can't
Thanks
wait for me to
again
experience
for
it.
being with us today.
You're
and
welcome.
Thanks for all the support you've given us over the decades, especially on this game.
Especially, he was about to say Fallout 76, you know, all the support, because they even though it was a flop, they made so much money because they really didn't put any development time into that. And hopefully, maybe it's because of this. I mean, what I've seen so far, I will give. We'll see when it comes out, but I'll give Bethesda a little bit of a pass on that Fallout 76 disaster if this is really good.
It's been an incredible journey for us making it, but we know that's really only the beginning, for it's when all of you play it that the real journey begins. And
I can't wait for that journey. Give me the journey.
How big is this game? So we thought we'd take one last moment and show you.
At least 5 planets.
Let's take a look at one of our planets, Jemison. You can land into Atlantis, but you can also land and explore anywhere on the planet. And it's not just this planet.
The interface, once again, just makes it feel a little boring.
From barren but resource-heavy ice.
It reminds me a little bit of Destiny's system, but Destiny has a little bit more flair to it. Just it doesn't feel boring.
Balls to Goldilocks planets with life.
Goldilocks.
And not just this system, but over 100 systems.
That's cool. That's cool. 100 systems. Now, that being said, how many of these planets are going to be handcrafted by Bethesda, and how many of these planets are going to be generated?
Over 1,000 planets, all open for you to explore. We can't wait to see what you find.
I can't wait either. That look okay. I gotta say that is a beautiful little piece right there, a masterpiece. Now, I'm really curious to see how many of those planets. I mean, I feel like if it was procedurally generated, I don't think it's the case. If it was procedural, meaning it was semi controlled, so they did a procedural generation once and then maybe tweaked a couple of things. I don't think with 1,000 planets they went and just every time you load the game up, it's procedurally regenerated. I have a feeling they crafted at least some of that. I think they'd be stupid not to, because then at that point, why not just do more than 1,000 planets? That being said, is it 10, 20, 30 planets that they've handcrafted out of, you know, because there's no way that they've handcrafted 1,000. Now, they could hire potentially, you know, 1,000 level designers to actually do it, but I mean, they could. It's up to them, I guess, but I'm a little skeptical. Let's just say that. And to have enough differences, hopefully it's more for resource gathering and a couple other like offshoot planets just to lose yourself in, because I do love the exploring and I love the idea of this game and exploring. I love uncovering things and love exploring and just whatever it is. I'm hoping that the plethora of planets will have stuff that's hidden, so it does take you a little longer, and that's very rewarding. I'm hoping. And it's coming. When? Has it been pushed back? Yes, it has. So yeah, it was supposed to come out, I believe, November 2022 this year, of at least recording this video. It is not. It is not. It's coming next year, which is fine. It's fine. Honestly, it's a good sign that they're pushing it back, because they want this to be a cash cow, in the sense that like they probably want to keep on charging for this thing 20 years down the road. They've been doing it with Skyrim. It feels like, I mean, obviously Skyrim hasn't been out 20 years, but like they keep on doing it. And so it's good, I think, that they're pushing it off, and they showed us enough gameplay to just really show, hey, this game is actually really close. We just need to finish out those last 100 planets that we're custom making just for me. But like really, like it will be interesting to see how this goes. Now, it's going to be on Xbox Game Pass and then Steam. So that's where it's going to be. I'm glad that Xbox is continuing to at least have a little bit of relationship with Steam, and it will be interesting if this comes out on any other system or platform like Epic Games. So yeah, no, that's it. That's Starfield. I am super jazzed up. To be honest, this is looking really good. I'm gonna have to clear my schedule, so right when we get a solid date for this, I won't be able to do anything for like 2 months. That's what this whole channel is gonna be. It's gonna be turned from a gaming and Steam Deck kind of channel to just gaming on Steam on the Steam Deck with Starfield, if it even plays it. So with that being said, let me know in the comments below what you thought. This is a long video. I'm going to release it anyways because this is fun. And I'm really curious now. What do you think of Starfield? What are your favorite parts? What are your least favorite parts? And with that, I guess I'll answer myself. My favorite part is the environment and the story and the world. It looks like it's going to be a fun world to go into. That being said, I hope the characters have enough character to them to not make it dull. There's definitely a lot of risks in this for me, but if you can just get me into that story just enough to where I'm interested, this is gonna be a really long game for me to play. And the downside, like I said, the HUD. There's a couple of parts. The cons for me is just those couple of dull parts. I answered my own ask for the comments. Now, make sure you do the same. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my other videos and also the description below. There's other goodies down there. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Later.